Welcome to another episode of Neon Radio Podcast. I'm Reece.
Dan,
I'm Captain America. I'm Declan.
you could pass as Captain America.
That's a big compliment. Thank you. Oh,
I'm having a look. I had a moment. I was like,
You didn't let me finish as Walker.
oh.
I'll still take that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm actually. I'll get into it when I give my thoughts, but yeah, let's go. Let's get
Okay,
in.
all right, let's get in. This week we're reviewing Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 4 and 5, catching up for last week's. A spoiler warning, we will spoil the events of the show, so go out, watch the 2 episodes, come back, and we'll break it down for you. A little bit of film info on the episodes. As always, directing all 6 episodes is Kerry Scogland, who we've mentioned before. Episode 4 is written by Derek Kolstad, and episode 5 written by Dallin Musan. And the show's created for television by Malcolm Spellman, head writer and showrunner. Getting into it. Dan, man, I'll start with you. Thoughts on episode 4 and 5 as a package?
As a package, it's much better.
Yep.
It's moving on. And as I was driving here, I just realised the people I don't like the most. Well, the part that to me that where this show just isn't as good.
I think I know what you're going to say.
I had a feeling as well.
Go.
Well, it's the flag smashers.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
the weakest part.
It's so shit. I'm just going to say it now.
Across the board, everyone is saying that.
It's
I
terrible.
think exactly the same thing.
It's just like the last episode, especially as soon as it got to her,
It killed all the momentum almost. Yeah.
it's just look, I'll get angry. It's like a waste of my time. I hate it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I really
I'm
do.
not
think-
going to argue that at all.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
shocking.
and I didn't read anything. I'm just So it's
Yeah.
good to know that's
Yeah.
that. But yeah, when Isaiah's in it, he's like the heart of the whole thing, right? That's how I think it is.
Who?
Isaiah, how do you say his name? Isaiah.
Isaiah?
Oh, right.
Yeah. I like his whole backstory. I love to watch something on that. I
Yeah.
think you mentioned it last time as well.
Yeah, we said it'd be cool to see like a Vietnam War
Flashback.
flashback
Yeah.
or
I think that'd be sick.
or
Have
like a
even-
short
Korean
film.
War he was.
yeah,
in.
or even
sorry, yeah.
Captain America running in the background, you just don't see him.
yeah,
Just
something
things like that. That'd be
yeah.
pretty cool. But yeah, like I just like this. These guys when they're together, I just like the action stuff. Even the Wakanda thing, and even Zemo, I just think you don't need him. You just put these two
Nah, man,
guys.
Zemo's my fucking
I dig
boy.
Zemo. I think that.
He just felt like
He's
he wasn't
underused,
used,
but
yeah,
he's so
See?
good. Have you seen that
He wasn't
hour
used
clip?
enough.
That hour clip on Disney's Marvel channel on
Oh no.
Nah.
on YouTube. It's an hour clip of just Zemo dancing, man. It's fucking amazing. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Best content this week.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, I just felt he was just quickly put in and then out.
I didn't have a problem with him in there. I felt the way that he went out was a bit of a.
Yeah.
It was
a
just
bit
lame.
Swept under the rug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll
but yeah,
have something else. There'll be something more with him, I feel.
yeah. And
I hope so.
Oh,
when-
100%. They would have killed him if they didn't want to keep using
yeah.
him.
And when Walker smashed that guy, I was like, yes!
Oh, wow.
Because we needed it. We needed it, man.
Well,
and
you
the
needed
sick
the-
shot of his looking up at the shield bleeding.
That was
blood on the shield's amazing.
That was like I couldn't believe that they did that.
Yeah, I just thought,
"Whoa," I did not see that.
Bring on the
coming.
boys.
Yeah.
Well, it was one of those.
Yeah. You gotta
Well,
watch the boys. It's
It
pretty
was
funny.
definitely one of those moments where you're just like, we've passed the line now, and
Yeah.
it's just like, so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, I think we all knew it was going to happen.
Oh yeah,
he was
for
gonna-
sure.
he was
Something
gonna
had to
tick.
snap. Yeah.
So, but yeah, look, overall, yeah, it's much better. And I like, when Sebastian, he's trying to make a move on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was
on his
pretty funny
sister,
too. Yeah.
flirting with his sister.
Yeah, yeah. And I still believe that guy is a much better actor than what's his name, Mackie.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like anything about him?
It's just too. He just has that same. Yeah, he has no range. Other guy,
Does Anthony
Anthony
Mackie?
Mackie.
But the character of Sam has less of an emotional up and down than
Yeah, I guess
than
that's that's
Bucky,
true.
though.
Yeah,
Bucky
Yeah.
is a more nuanced character.
He's also had a
I
lot
like
more
that.
given to him.
The whole reason that Sam has been given the shield is because he's someone who doesn't give in to his emotions.
Yeah.
He's very rational.
I think Sam is. Well, we'll get into it. We'll
Yeah.
get into.
But I'm just gonna say,
the deep.
I want to know
dives
what's in
of
that
it.
box.
Fucking oath. That was so annoying that
That's
they
it.
didn't show us.
I have
think
a
it's.
feeling I know.
I have a
think
feeling
it's
as well.
Brand new set of wings.
I've got a different theory.
Yeah,
Okay,
I want to
yeah.
hear
Alright.
your thoughts on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Declan.
Yeah. No, I think these 2 episodes did what I said they had to do, which is take a step forward. But you're absolutely the flag smasher stuff is just so mishandled in my opinion. Just you can't even empathize with their cause. You should be able to empathize with their cause, but you can't because she says things like they keep killing us for no reason. It's like you keep killing people for no reason.
Yeah.
You're worse than everyone else.
It's
Like,
so
And
frustrating.
then the end part where she's like,
When the guy
we
comes
got,
back.
now we're working as criminals and we are criminals. And you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you talking about?
yeah,
And so that Aussie
He's supposed
guy
to be
throws me
better.
out, eh?
yeah. It's
He does. He very is out of place.
Yeah.
But it just, I think this is just like I said, it's like the growing pains of their first sort of proper foray into expanding the world with the TV show. But it's not bad enough for me to like. I'm loving the development between Bucky and Sam. I really like that friendship they have now. Mm-hmm. Like when they officially became buddies when they worked on the boat together, I was like, yes, thank God, finally we're there.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're not buddies, co-workers.
Yeah.
We're not co-workers.
Yeah. I've got to, just before I forget, I've got something to pick on Falcon's abilities. Because when they were together as buddies, they're just throwing the shield around. Anthony Mackie's catching it like no problems. And then he goes into a fucking Rocky montage where he's missing it all the time and then he catches the shield all the time.
No, but he was doing basic throws and catching it. It was when he was trying to do the more advanced stuff.
That's what I saw it as well.
Okay.
He's trying to do things like jump and roll and shit.
Yeah, they should have played Eye of the Tiger then.
Personally, my favourite thing to come out of
Hearts
this
on Fire.
series is I think the character of John Walker is super interesting.
Yeah.
I'm very, very intrigued to see where
Yeah.
they go with this character in the future. I hope he sticks around.
Yeah.
Apparently, I think one guy
As US agent.
commented.
Yeah, exactly. Not Captain, but like I'm super intrigued to see where it goes.
Apparently, in the comics, he's always there as a sting and
Yeah, but
Captain
that
America's
fight with him and Cap,
sick.
we'll jump into it more later, but that was cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I could see like US agent in the same realm as like a Punisher.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sitting
yeah,
around that
yeah.
basis nicely.
Yeah.
Anyway, I dig these two episodes. And I think that the fights were really cool in them. The character development was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I agree with both years as well. The flag smashers kind of suck.
Yeah. If they didn't have
And
this
they're
flag
slow.
smashers in these
They
last
need
two,
another villain.
yeah,
Something else.
What? Yeah.
I don't know.
It seems odd that it couldn't have been Zemo, but there's something I've read about the way that they've ended Zemo's arc. May have big implications for his future, so there may be a reason for that, and I'll get into that later.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
there's definitely, I think this is 100% a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And since it's a short show, we're only one episode out from the end of it. I'm glad that they did take these steps later on. There's stuff like that fight between the three of them, between with Bucky and Sam fighting.
Even with the
US
Wakanda
Walker,
people,
John
that
Walker.
was insane.
I'm actually
Yeah,
I'm
the
actually
arm, yeah.
super intrigued to see what this finale is going to be, because realistically, that last episode, they could have gotten away with that being the finale. Like, it closed off a lot of storyline.
Yeah.
But
so
I think
that's really open slate for this last episode, which is cool.
this last episode is going to be a lot of flag smasher stuff, and
I think
that's
so.
what I'm a bit worried about. But
Well, I've got theories for it, which I think could make it cool without, like, the flags. I don't think the flag smashes will be cool, but I think the things that other characters in this show might do will make it cool, if that makes sense.
Well, why don't we go into that
Yeah.
by jumping into our review now, making sure that we've hit the segment that we're going to. So,
And that's the end of the review.
what were your thoughts? What were your ideas there? What's your or you want to go into theory later?
No, I'll do it now if you want.
Go for it. Just let's roll with it a little bit.
I
and then I'll
think
jump in with some of these.
The way
now.
that did you guys watch the mid-credits scene?
Oh, no, I didn't see
No.
that.
Yeah, there was a mid-credits scene at the end of
wow.
episode 5.
Why
Was
do they,
it?
Why do they
the
do
fuck?
that? That's annoying.
And it's John Walker in like a dingy warehouse making himself a new shield out of like scrap metal, and he's putting his metals, embedding them in the
that's
melting them down
That's
into the
sick
thing.
as shit.
Yeah.
Are you
And
kidding me?
it was weird because it looked like Iron Man making his first suit.
I was just thinking that.
like a Captain America shield. So it's kind of like this real, like, how dysmorphed the world has become since those two have left.
Yeah.
And this is what we're getting now.
Yeah.
I think,
There's gonna be a
because you know the
battle.
whole discussion about the only way to stop Carly is to kill her. I think he's gonna have to be the one to do it, because Sam and Bucky won't do it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The Punisher, man. It's like a Punisher.
That's what I'm saying.
moment.
I think he's weirdly gonna have like this like righteous purpose. And the Julia Louis-Dreyfus character,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's her.
She cool character.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it's
she
going to
plays
be
Veep.
It is. It's going to be my digging deep
How does
segment.
she look
Okay, we'll
in,
leave it then.
How does she look in 4K, man? I just
Yeah.
remember from Seinfeld. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, that's awesome. I'm keen to hear what your digging deep is
Yeah.
now.
Sweet. Yeah.
I
forgot
I'll
about
say it straight off the bat though. The opening titles "Rip the Shit to Bitty Bits," "Itty Bits." It's fantastic. I still like it.
Looks exactly the same every month.
Rippity dippity every time. It's the same every time, and you know what? It still makes me very, very happy.
Still rips.
Still rippity dips.
Rips.
Leaps. So we have that awesome opening with Bucky and Wakanda. Fantastic.
Yeah, it was
moment.
cool.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm forgetting the episode.
Yeah,
four's
no,
been so long.
it's been a while ago. It's 2 weeks.
Okay, I'm going to give you an example where I talk about Anthony Mackie and Sebastian. What's his last name? Stan, is it?
Sebastian Stan.
So, Anthony Mackie, when he opens the box, that looked so weird on his face. It looked like an amateur actor to me.
Really?
Yeah, watch it again. It's just like, wow. It
Was
reminds
it
me of
someone
the short
going
film
like,
we've shot. Yeah, and then if you look at Sebastian, you know, in that Wakanda scene, he just
Yeah.
looks like he's just mentally
But he looks
fucked.
broken. Yeah.
Yeah, but, but I just feel like he has more
he's got more
ability
character.
that way. Yeah.
I'll say this though. Anthony Mackie, Sam's character is not about really. He's not going through anything internally in himself as a person. Like it's not like his brain's been wired differently or anything like that. What he's going through is the conflict of taking up the shield as a black man, taking up the shield and
Yeah.
what it stands
Yeah,
for
I know that.
patriotically.
That's like in your face in the last two episodes.
I'm actually glad that they've really
Yeah.
enforced that too.
Yeah.
It wasn't,
This is-
I thought they were just going to nonchalantly be like, yeah, Captain, like it's, and I'm glad that they're kind of giving it its due. And
well, I think that
the Isaiah storyline as well,
Yeah. Yeah.
that the way he was treated and things like that. It's important that they do that, I think.
Yeah.
It's-
and it's
it's-
good that they came back to him
yeah.
because I would have been pissed
Well,
off.
it's interesting. It's something that it makes sense. It makes sense with the story arc and why he's so, like he's trepidous to pick up the shield and be the one to donate.
And the way that Bucky apologizes because he says, "Me and Steve never even thought about it," and that makes sense because Steve isn't someone who sees the world in race. So like he's just a good-hearted person, just saw a good man. So he definitely wouldn't have thought about that.
Yeah, exactly. And but it's cool also because I didn't even think about it to begin with.
Yeah.
So bringing it up in that way is like, this is really way more interesting to hear that African Americans' perspective on the form of patriotism like this. Is really like off-putting. And understandably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still bad there.
Yeah, well, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
But there it's very bad in America.
Yeah, just from friends that have lived there and that, they said it's not good.
Yeah. But moving on, I like Zemo's little conversation where he even says there's never been another Steve Rogers. And it's really hard because we're trying to remember back to an episode that was 2 weeks ago.
Because I watched a few breakdowns as well, so I'd have it like sort of reinforced by the time we did this. But like that's true. He admits that Steve Rogers was like
Different.
He was the only one that could have had that serum.
Yes.
Basically is what he's saying.
That's why he wants to get rid of it in a way. Zemo, it's weird because Zemo's cause is both, for me,
Good and bad.
I'm like, I kind of agree with him,
Yeah.
but he just goes about it in maybe the wrong way.
Yeah, and I think that's what the flag smashes are meant to be as well, but it's just not handled as well. Yeah.
And they just didn't get a cool look. Zemo's mask is mint.
Daniel Bruhl's not playing them either.
Yeah, exactly. I do not. Erin Kellyman, that poor girl, she keeps getting the same part, and it doesn't let her flex anything.
No.
Nothing.
Not at all.
She's probably a great actress, but in these, it's just boring.
Yeah.
Super boring.
Also not helping when you got like the newcomers to this show that I wasn't excited to see. Like, I wasn't that excited to see Zemo again, but then when I saw Daniel Bruhl, I was just like, he's just chewing the scenery. And Wyatt Russell, I'm just like, man, this guy's awesome in this role.
Yeah.
Because people sending him hate mail for like trying to be the new Captain America. And it's like,
He's awesome.
He's doing the best. He's that
He's
character.
not Captain America.
Yeah,
He's-
that character
that's the point.
is so interesting to
Yeah,
me
he
because
played-
no one could live up to that moniker, and he's just someone who is crumbling under it, and
Yeah.
you're just like, oh man, he's like losing it.
Do you know
Like,
what he's like? He's like Joffrey If that,
Well, Joffrey's super evil.
Nah, but I'm giving you an example. It's like
He's more like Jaime Lannister.
well,
Yeah.
I guess so.
That's
Yeah,
closer.
that's better. Yeah. Like you hate him, but then you like him.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you
So he's played his role well.
yeah.
Some of the intentions he has are good, but then others are just misinformed or just incorrect. He's not doing it because he wants to be bad. He's
Well,
doing it
yeah.
because it's inbuilt that
He
way.
clearly
Well,
suffers
that's
from
what it-
PTSD
Yeah.
too.
That as
Yeah.
well, big time.
Yeah.
The amount of times he says in that last episode, "You built me."
Yeah.
You know, and that's true.
Yeah.
That's a soldier.
Yeah.
They're built to not care. They're
And
built
he's-
to kill.
They're built weapons.
You know, and he's like, I've followed your rules my whole life, and I've just stuffed up this one time, and you're going to get rid of me. Like
Yeah.
that's when you break it down like that. That's so unfair.
It is. Yeah.
You can see why he'd break.
Yeah, but that's yet again though. That is the difference between him and Captain America.
Yeah, well,
You know what's
when
odd?
Steve Rogers.
when Steve was posed with that crossroads, he stood his ground and said,
Yeah.
"Fuck you."
This is
Yeah, exactly.
it's what's weird is they just let him. I know they let him off, but there's no one around him,
no.
so he can just go crazy. And another thing that's same with Steve. It's like they keep talking about it like as if he's dead, but he's
Might
not
be.
dead. Nah, I don't think he is. And it's like I want to. Let me get it. I'll get it out. I don't like it how they talk about like as if he's dead.
Yeah.
Because Iron Man got a ripper send off. Do you know what I mean? There was mourning there.
Yeah.
Where Steve was, it was nice. He was sitting on a park bench and he, moved on with his life. But it would have been cool to get more of a Steve Rogers send off. Do you know what I mean?
think the idea is though that Tony Stark got the funeral in Avengers Endgame, but you need to remember Captain America was still young in that scene. He was there mourning Tony. And the idea of Steve's send off is that Steve finally got the happy ending. Like that guy has spent his whole life in war.
Shit.
Yeah.
He never calmed down, and Tony was always telling him for the movies, you need to take a step back and do something meaningful with your life. And it wasn't until Tony went that he kind of went, maybe I do.
So he chills. Look,
he does. Yeah,
he lived a full life with
he
Peggy
does.
at the end. That's
he
fucking
does
sad.
get
So
get
nice.
a send off, and he's not really Iron Man was a big personality, and he wanted to be remembered like that.
Yeah.
Captain America was a quiet dude who.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
He was
But yeah,
really.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
He was really also the only man to do the job by the end of it.
Yeah.
He's the only one that could have, snapped and done what he had to do.
Yeah.
And although maybe you could say that Steve Rogers could have done it, he deserved to have a happy ending.
Steve Rogers already made his world sacrifice when he dropped the plane into the ocean.
That as well.
Like he was meant to die then
Yeah.
in the
It's
first Captain America movie.
But I can see from
Yeah,
your
I can't
perspective
remember,
as
yeah.
well. Like
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The whole it doesn't feel like it's a big thing,
Yeah,
a big send off.
There aren't
Yeah.
enough people referencing the fact that Captain America stood on his own against Thanos' whole army
Yeah.
and didn't even stand there going, holy shit. He stood there going, yeah, I'm going to try and fight these fuckers.
Yeah.
And he didn't know that the guys were coming back.
Yeah.
The rings. He was on his own. He stood there with a broken shield and did his shield up and was like, yeah, I'm gonna have a crack at
fucking
this.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no one talks about it.
Yeah.
It's
But
that
see, that's what I'm
Batman moment, man.
saying.
That's Batman Dark Side moment.
But it just sucks. That's what I'm saying. Like it just,
Yeah, I know it does. It does. But if you look at it in a different way than that, it doesn't suck. It's awesome that he was able to live that life.
slip away.
He got to be
only-
happy.
Yeah, he's one of the
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
people in this series that actually gets to be happy for
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
while.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. I like how it tells you a little bit about Sam. He used to be a veterans counselor as well.
He did in Winter Soldier.
Yeah, so I didn't remember that. So that was a cool little nod back to that. Walker says shit in episode 4. This is all those little moments that are pushing us away from him being anything like Captain America by that point. It's like picking up a gun, cussing.
Yeah.
Like, what's one of the biggest things?
Yeah.
Don't cuss.
He does.
One
He
of
does
those
cuss in
things.
Endgame though, Captain America. When he comes face to face with himself, he says, "Oh shit,
Does he?
you got to be shitting me." That's what he says. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Maybe you just destroyed my theory there, but anyway. Zemo breaks the serum later on, which is a cool moment. And John takes it.
John Walker on the serum was pretty badass too.
Yeah.
What's that?
John Walker on serum. Like,
Yeah.
he was pretty bad.
Kicks the fucking door open.
Yeah.
Bends that metal because you're like,
Yeah.
oh, has he taken it? And then
That's
you
like,
just go,
oh,
and you're like,
shit. What
oh,
have you
fuck
done?
yeah, he's taking it.
I like how later on at the end of that episode though, because we have, or just before the whole him taking the serum though, we get the Zemo scene, and the Wakandans coming in to try and take him, and I love how Zemo just slips out.
Yeah.
Like, he just like.
Yeah. It's like, I'm just up, get out of here.
He's having a tea and shit, and just gets out of it.
It's
Walks out.
It's like old school slapstick comedy.
Yeah, he's just like, oh well, he opens the door and kind of just
Yeah.
sly.
Hectic fight scene though, eh?
Oh, so good.
And it's good just seeing Bucky there and all that, and Falcon there just watching him going, yep, you're going to learn your lesson.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, well, exactly. He starts some shit with them, and what do you expect? Cap questioning his ideas to have the serum. We have that moment with him and Lamar. So it's cool to see that because I guess that was our solidifier by the end of it. It wasn't his wife, but it was going to be Battlestar.
Yeah.
Lamar's death is violent,
Hectic.
dude.
Yeah,
Like,
really
super violent.
seeing the super soldier serum in a whole new light in these episodes. Like you
Yeah.
see how much Cap was restraining himself when he was using it, and how responsible he was being with it. When these people were just punching people, like that punch, the kick killed him.
Yeah.
it wasn't the
Yeah.
impact in the thing; it was the freaking
it's
kick to the
kick.
chest.
Well, you got to remember, he held up against Thanos. So you
Yeah.
can see how
Yeah.
powerful they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he held his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then obviously we get our big moment for episode 4, the killing in the open street, which is fucking crazy good. Like just as a scene anyway.
It's weirdly a callback. There's a lot of things in this show that are calling back to previous moments in the movies now, and twisted spin on them. And if you remember in Black Panther, there's a scene where T'Challa is about to kill Ulysses Claw
Yeah.
in
yeah,
Korea,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
I
it is.
remember that.
And they stop him because they're like, the world's watching. You can't do this. And he looks around, everyone's got their phones out. And then this one is like, it happens. The killing happens.
It does, yeah. I just love that heroic. It's like an anti-hero shot.
Yeah,
And it's the
Yeah.
same way that Cap subdued Iron Man in Civil War. When he thrusts the shield down onto his the power cell of his suit. Now, Iron Man thinks he's going to kill him. And I think that is a moment where Tony Stark feels shame because he was going to kill Cap, given the opportunity, and he realizes Cap just wanted to stop him and didn't want it. He wasn't going to kill him because he could have.
Yeah.
And that's what this guy crosses that line, which is the difference.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, yeah, Civil War is like, we could talk endlessly about Civil War.
Yeah.
Because the original premise of the story, like the original comic book, so cool. And it ends so cool. It ends with like Iron Man and Bruce Banner standing on top of like the ship in S.H.I.E.L.D. And they're like, so that was he goes, that was the second step or third step in a 50-part series to a utopia. And you go, what?
Yeah.
Like, that was just like step 2 or whatever.
As soon as you said the S.H.I.E.L.D. ship, every time I see the ship, it just destroyed every single show.
Yeah.
Every single movie
How
gets
many
just
times did they
destroyed.
build it?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's like, that was annoying.
Stop building it. Continuing on to episode 5. Opening still rips. I'm going to say it for a second time this episode, my people. I'm going to say it again. It rip dibbity dips. All right.
Did you turn into Ned Flanders?
Yeah, it did.
Howdy doodly.
he did.
We have, obviously, this opens on this might be the best fight scene in the series so far. Maybe bar the first opening, like Falcon flying and taking
That's more of an
shit
action
out.
sequence. This is a straight up just fist fight.
Oh,
yeah.
Where he just like has that moment where he's like, you don't want to do this.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
That was so cool.
We do.
Bucky, man.
And you're just like, oh,
Unleash power.
delivery for that shit. And he rips off. He has that moment where he rips off Falcon's wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you're like, oh my god.
Yeah. Brutal.
And then he breaks his arm.
Yeah.
It's so violent as well.
How
It comes
reminiscent
back,
of
doesn't it?
and it,
He goes, gong, gong.
Yeah.
how reminiscent it was of the Civil War fight too.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Heaps of like rebound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I remember it kind of also reminded me because they have that weird, they do this really cool thing, Marvel, where they pause it for a moment just before the fight and let everything go quiet. And it really like solidifies shit that something's going down. Like I remember in Iron Man 2, all those bots come around War Machine and Iron Man, and it goes, "You ready?" He goes, "Yep." He goes, "Gonk gonk." All the music goes away. Just the helmets drop.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
Then they start off, and you're like, "Fucking awesome."
That and the shot before Sam and Bucky arrive in, where John Walker's on the ground, curled up into like an egg.
Oh yeah,
with the shield in front of him.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool, and how isolated he felt at that point in time. Just he realized how far he's gone now. He's like, "Fuck off." I've crossed the line here. You know.
Well, even my girlfriend paused it at a moment and goes, "See that shot? It's when the light was dripping into the warehouse."
Yeah,
she goes,
good.
She goes, "It's a beautiful shot." And I'm like, "You've been around me way too much lately."
When I look down, I go, "Oh, I do shots like that at weddings."
It was
shots like that at weddings. You've been doing cocaine, Dan?
Wow.
I think this show is surprising me in how the sort of dark topics it's taking on compared to what I thought it would be.
Well, even like how it opens with a very Infinity War title sequence.
Yeah,
it's like just like a turning of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
it's dealing with deeper stuff.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
It is darker.
Yeah. This is where I like it. I'm not a fan of the Madripoor stuff and the flag smash.
Like
stuff.
I said though, that's just
Different
them
areas.
expanding the lore of this cinematic world they're creating. Really,
You don't put Madripoor in and then never come back to it. There'll be things that will happen in the movies.
It's like an intro to it, like Harry Potter and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Also, what's Sharon Carter? Because I had the subtitles on.
What did she say?
Watching it with my girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like I was revealed something in that phone conversation
so did
that I
I.
wasn't meant to be revealed.
Yeah, so
and that is the person she was talking to is the guy that comes up to the flag smashers at the end. That Batroc guy.
So you reckon she's a power broker?
I don't know. It's like I just don't think I was meant to know that.
Yeah. Well,
It's like, is that a spoiler?
she lets him out of prison. She goes, "I got you out."
Yeah.
She goes, "Without you, you'd be rotting in that cell."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Without me, you'd be rotting in that cell." I'm like, it's a little funky. Why are you?
I guess we'll find out next episode.
Yeah.
We'll have to find out.
She has to be a part of it in a way bigger way.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is that whole thing where people are thinking she might be the power broker.
Yeah.
I think the power broker is more further, like quieter.
Or it's just a made up thing.
Could be even just someone just sending messages. I like the moment where Bucky gives the shield to Sam with blood on it still, and he's wiping it off.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, like, what have I, having that moment. It's really, really like, a polarizing moment. Then we get our introduction to Contessa Valentina Allegra Fontaine. Name? Salong.
What did you say? And Val for short, wasn't it? So it's a Val for short?
I think so, yeah. Yeah. Who is this character? I know we'll get it with the digging deep, but
interesting direction choice as well. Like how she kept blocking the person's face and coming back and forward. Yeah, she did it on purpose. Yeah, because there was a line saying, and then she talked to the other person. Yeah,
but also like, I don't know. Obviously, a super mysterious character, but I don't know if she's saying to John Walker, "Hey, go do that." Go be, a superhero, or if she's like, she just has that moment where she goes, just make sure to pick up my call.
Yeah,
that's it.
All right, so can we find out now?
Do you want the digging deep?
Yeah.
Do you want to just dig deep now?
Yeah.
We'll dig
or
deep.
Just
digging deep with Declan.
Countessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine is a character first appeared in Marvel Comics 1967.
Yeah.
She had a relationship with Nick Fury when they were in S.H.I.E.L.D. together. So she was in S.H.I.E.L.D.
Nick Fury's been with a lot of people, hasn't he?
But
Samuel Jackson has.
In 2009 run of Secret Warriors, it was revealed that Fontaine is actually a Russian mole who infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
So I don't know if they'll do that because she doesn't seem to have anything to do with S.H.I.E.L.D. in this.
Yeah.
But she is essentially the anti-Nick Fury in the sense that she puts together like a ragtag group of Avengers.
Like a Suicide Squad.
Yeah, oh no.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost kind of thing. But she puts together the guys that aren't like the heroes. Like,
so is this some kind of Suicide Squad?
I imagine that John Walker and there's going to be some other characters down the line. Maybe even like who's the bad guy, Mordo from the Doctor Strange movie. All these guys.
yeah.
Oh, right. Ah, yeah.
Huh. I could see that.
So at least they may be setting up for another show.
Well, they're setting up to
There's
keep
a lot of
these
shows.
characters in the future. That's why I'm so intrigued to see what happens with John Walker.
Yeah. What's the black and white card for? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know what that was.
That
for.
was just.
But
I
she
think that was just like, this is my card. This is a joking moment.
I think the reason that we feel so lost of her in this episode is because she was actually, apparently, this is a rumor. She's meant to be introduced in Black Widow. We're meant to see that movie first.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a bit
If
of.
she's a Russian mole, that would make sense.
Yes,
Right.
that'd make a lot of sense.
So is she not in Black Widow now? Or?
I think she's
She
in it,
is,
but that movie was meant to
supposed
be
come out
last
early
year.
April.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this year
It was meant to come out during the pandemic.
Yeah, as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
last year
Yeah.
April.
So
Okay.
I think that's why there's a bit of
Interesting
change. But yeah, so they
character choice.
She's got a weird, like, she looks like, and this is not a play on, like, dissing Julia Louise-Dreyfus, just how they've made her up. She kind of looks like a skunk.
yeah.
She reminded me of.
Like,
She has that in the comics.
Oh, okay, but hers is blue in this.
It reminded me of the witch in One Division.
Oh yeah,
A little bit,
streak,
yeah.
They should have went with the white thing. It would have been heaps better.
yeah.
But then I guess
A lot of people wondering
Rogue,
if
something.
she's the power broker.
Maybe. But everyone says that Sharon Carter might be
Yeah.
for being, put down in
Yeah.
S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, anyway,
So there you go. It's
yeah,
she's supposed to be in 2 episodes, so she might be in the next episode as well.
probably. If she's played it, well, she's got
She
to at
might
least
make
be
a
a
vocal.
voice.
She might a vocal appearance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Julia Louise-Dreyfus.
she's
is
a big
awesome.
character in the comics, so it's interesting. We've got another big player in there now. They're
Does she
really-
say "get out" and push them out of the screen?
Doesn't say.
And she says this
Wow.
is Sparta and then kicks him down the hole.
Wow.
Anyway, moving on.
I don't get that.
Sokovia. We get the memorial, and then we get Zemo taken to the raft.
Yes.
Yep.
The raft. It must be was that like a prison in Wakanda?
Yeah. Do you not remember the raft? It's in Civil War. That's where they're all held in Civil War. The Thunderbolt Ross.
Oh,
that
yeah.
prison. That's
Yeah.
the raft.
Ah.
It's a famous prison in the Marvel thing. It's in the comics. It's just off of New York City, and all the Spider-Man villains are in there. You know the Spider-Man video
yeah.
game? That's the raft
That's cool.
I can't
that
remember.
they all break out of.
Yeah.
There's actually. Do you want me to just jump into just spray facts in here while we're on topic of it, or do you want me to wait until the end?
Wait until the end.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll get the facts in one big clump.
Yeah.
Zemo, I like how he says Zemo goes, I've crossed your name off my book
Yeah.
as well, which is really cool. The Men in the Red Tails. He says something about the Men in the Red Tails 332. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, the
but-
They're
Red Tails.
planes, aren't they?
Yeah. There's George Lucas made a movie about
Yeah,
it.
it was
Really?
great.
They were
Yeah, it
an
was great.
African American group of pilots that were basically thrown on a suicide mission.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it. I should have looked it up because that was something I think I was supposed to look
Yeah,
up.
it's like a TV movie. That's how I felt like. It was.
It wasn't a great, wasn't made well, is what you're saying. The story is good, but it wasn't made
Yeah,
well.
it's just if you watch it, you know what I mean.
Right. We get the Isaiah Bradley backstory. He thought he was being shot up with tetanus.
Yeah.
And then erasing his story and history,
Yeah,
which is super on point to what is pretty much happening in the US and has happened for
across the globe.
Yeah.
Indigenous tribes getting wiped out.
destroying history
yeah.
and
terrible.
literally erasing it, literally just getting rid of it completely.
Yep.
Now I'm going to say this straight off the bat. This is my favorite part of both episodes. Watching Bucky and Sam bonding, fixing the boat, getting the community together. There's something about that I liked more than the rest of the episodes. Like, I love the fights and that, but there was something about it that was just...
Yeah, it was cool. It was
Let
nice.
it breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's what we've just seen these characters at odds with each other since the show started. So it was nice to see them finally talking about Cap.
Yeah.
Something
Yes.
that they'd been avoiding discussing, like, because it's a big loss for the both of them.
Being able to make amends and also air their concerns, the reasonings for what they did with one another, and then come to a conclusion with one another where they're like, I understand your perspective and you understand mine. How can we now move forward?
Also very very purposeful that the way they come together is throwing the capped shield.
Yeah,
to each other.
It's really cool.
It's like the father-son, the what do you call it, the mitt and the ball?
Yeah, it's like
Let's throw the ball to each
literally
other.
what I said. Something about here. I was like, I said it to my girlfriend. I said, I like it how these guys are playing catch like they would a baseball, but they're using a shield.
Very American.
Yeah.
Sam's moves with the shield get badass too, and he
I
starts
know,
flipping and everything, man.
Why would you
Super good.
do those flips in that?
Maybe.
It's a bit
It's,
pansy, I think.
well, I
well,
don't know that he would do it in the heat of battle. I think it's more, isn't it, about
To
building
show his
his
agility
body
and stuff.
But
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
also as well as being able to get away from things that are flying at him, like being able to maneuver in ways like,
Yeah.
He also
if something's
says
thrown at him.
He also says as he runs around the house to his nephews, he says "all day, baby," which is like his version of "I could do this all day." I felt like that was purposeful.
Yeah. That's when they were first running, weren't they? He first met him and kept running around.
He says "on your left," which is the big callback in Endgame when he goes, "Hey Cap," he's like "on your left," and he comes out of the portal. Like, They're good at the callbacks.
Yeah. He also makes amends with his sister, which is really great, and they have the whole boat moment with them. She says, I can't sell it. So that was really cool to see that moment as well. He's like, I'm happy because this is our history, bringing it back to Isaiah's moment as well.
Apparently, they turned the boat into a casino and moved it to the Ozarks.
Christ. I'm moving on. The GRC Patch Act moves refugees back to the country. So we have that moment. That this episode was really big. Like, there's a lot happening in it, actually, if you think about episode 5. Because they have the GRC New York moment.
Yep.
And obviously he now knows that Carly's going to be there. And that's after they move all the people that were in her city, like where they were trying to build their own thing out of there. And then we get the case. Now, what's in the case?
Do you think it's new wings?
I think that, or it could be like a new
too
type
small for
of
wings.
cap suit.
That's what I think it is. I think because he doesn't have the super soldier serum and he
I
has
betcha.
no way of getting the super soldier serum now.
But it's a vibranium suit.
I think it's going to be like he's got a bit of a tech thing going on, like Iron Man with the
'cause it's-
shield.
yeah,
He
'cause
needs
it's made
something.
by-
He needs an
that's
edge.
true. An edge, yeah.
Well, it's made by the Wakandans. It's got to be super high tech.
By Shuri?
Shuri.
That's
Yeah.
it. So it was I think he does say, he calls in a favor with Shuri.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's
Also-
her,
yeah.
she's fucking them. She's smarter than
I think
what's
it's
his
going to
name?
be his cap suit. That's what I think. Because the guy that he gives the wings to, Torres,
Yeah, he might.
he becomes the Falcon
mantle.
in the comics. So when he goes, keep the wings, that was like here we go.
Yeah, I said
callback.
that. I literally said that to my girlfriend. I said, I think he's passing the mantle. And she goes, what's passing the mantle? I'm like, I had to explain that. But yeah, passing the mantle to Falcon.
Yeah, that's totally what he's doing.
What? Why are you giving me the eyes?
That's fine.
Fucking hell.
He's hammering his future wife on air.
Wow. I'm not hammering her.
No,
we all don't know things.
You hammered her by pulling her face.
Yeah. It was a moment. We're talking about, what it meant. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Look at this face. Like, making it weirder than what it was. Anyway.
Bloody hell.
Just staring at you gets awkward.
Yes, it is. It's getting very awkward.
Yeah.
Do you like my
Let's go to
brisket?
factoids. Toss the shield to Declan and give us the factoids, Declan.
Boom. All right, I'm going to jump to say.
Just got to find some.
No, I'm jumping between the two facts of the two episodes.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
I lost my place there. So episode 4.
What?
That was just funny.
You literally made it way, way weirder.
Reece, calm down.
So
Fucking hell.
this is the first time. So the cap shield is made of vibranium. This is the first time an actual Wakandan, where vibranium is from, touches it in episode 4 when they pick it up after they subdue Walker.
Oh, right,
Oh.
okay, yeah.
And she picks it up the same way Cap picks it up as well. Like,
Yeah.
pretty badass.
Does she hit it with her foot?
Yeah, she kicks
Gong,
it
and gets
into
it
her hand
with
like he does after the
Yeah.
elevator fight.
Yeah.
In Winter Soldier.
So cool.
Yeah. The conversation that Lamar Hoskin and John Walker have about taking it and power and everything.
Yeah.
and in the original movie, it's good becomes great and bad becomes worse.
Yeah.
This is actually a saying attributed to Sir John Dolberg Action, and he said, "Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, pretty true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
That's so. There's episode 4 didn't have a lot. There's a lot for episode 5. So I'm doing a bit of color.
jump between.
This one's pretty cool. When Bucky and Captain America fight Iron Man in Civil War,
Yeah.
the shield drop at the end of the fight is the same as what happens in the fight with John Walker.
Oh, okay.
But instead of them laying it down, they pick it up.
Right.
So Cap lays the shield down in front of Iron Man, and this time it's the reverse, and it gets picked up and handed to Sam instead.
Okay.
So cool.
There's a lot of callbacks. During the fight, here you go. John Walker fights with the shield at close quarters, refusing to let go of it and uses it as a blunt object when he's fighting the two of them. But when Bucky catches the shield, the fight becomes a nearly beat-for-beat recreation of Bucky's Winter Soldier fight with Steve Rogers in
Wow.
Winter Soldier.
Uh-huh.
When they fight on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he catches the shield.
It's reversed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which says a lot about the journey Bucky's
Yeah.
taken,
Yeah.
basically. When John Walker's alone in the factory, I didn't hear this myself, but apparently there's an eerie drone like the Winter Soldier's theme from that movie. If you remember that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Then I'll just go into the spoiler runs now.
Yeah.
This is first episode I have a mid-credits scene. I wasn't lying about that. I can't believe you guys missed that.
I'm usually pretty good at making sure to watch it.
Yeah.
Why don't you just play it straight after? It's just so stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, he's hammering his own shield, and it's eerily similar to the Tony building the Mark 1 armor in Iron Man, and it emphasizes how the world is upside down now. Things that were good have become inverted and evil. So the Iron Man origin story is now being used to create a villain.
That's crazy.
Which is pretty... There's a lot of like mirroring stuff
Yep.
going on in these episodes.
The idea of him hammering the metals
that's
is
so
so cool.
Yeah.
That's such a cool concept. Yeah.
Yeah, so here you go. This. So they've actually taken on... Marvel's actually taken on this subject matter before, but you know when Isaiah Bradley says no self-respecting black man would want to be handed the shield?
Yeah.
And that Bucky says, me and Steve didn't even think about the effect that would have on you, having to take on that responsibility. In the Marvel comics, when Steve Rogers stepped down as Captain America, a black person on the selection committee said, I doubt the country is ready for a black Captain America. And they selected John Walker in the comics.
Right.
So they've handled it before. So they're like going on
Marvel's-
these themes again. Yeah.
Wow.
They're good at picking the things that are most important for the stories.
Yeah.
Because they don't. We already know they don't always go beat for beat with the stories that they're given.
Yeah.
Or they have. They do nitpick the best of the best, or things that they can mold
Yeah.
into something for a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's the facts.
That's a fact. I don't want to you don't want to just drown it out with facts.
4, 5, 6, you know, something like that. Thank you, Declan.
You are welcome.
Final thoughts on episode 4 and 5.
Me, Dan went first.
Dan went first, yep.
Yeah. I think this show. I think maybe these 2 episodes, even though like I know I was higher on it than you, but I did say that it did need to do something big in these next couple episodes to solidify itself.
Yeah.
I think it did that. I think that the Flag Smashers arc is a bit weak, but I do think episodes 4 and 5 for me personally took it to a higher place than WandaVision. Even though I still really like WandaVision, I think this sort of lifted it above that level.
Yeah.
Just because WandaVision got campier as it went on.
Yeah.
Whereas this one's getting darker,
Yeah.
which is interesting. So I'm intrigued to see where that finale goes. I want to know what's in that fucking case.
They gave you a MacGuffin and now you must know.
It's probably a couple of Budweiser 6-packs.
Wouldn't that be amazing? It's just advertisement. Yeah. Holds it towards the camera and takes a
Unless
sip.
it's a combo, like it is a Captain America outfit with wings.
Wings, maybe. But I think you've got it more on point. I think Torres is going to take mantle for Falcon.
Yeah.
He's setting that
It doesn't
aside.
make sense for it to be wings.
Yeah.
It's too small.
Could have a jetpack or something, but yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, cap
could.
with a jetpack.
Yeah. Or maybe it's something like a bit of a mix between a shield. No, what's it called? The suit and like an Iron Man type of thing, or the suit and like a Black Panther type of thing.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Like a vibranium. Yeah.
What? Oh, no, that won't work.
What?
Yeah, well, it's the Black Panther thing. But it won't work.
He probably, I don't think he's going to take Black Panther's mantle.
Yeah,
No.
you can't now, yeah.
It's they're looking at ways to
Maybe
do that.
it's mixed them two together.
But,
like
you know,
he becomes like a double superhero.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It could possibly be something like a mix, but I don't.
Yeah.
Truly, I don't think they will, but it could work.
Yeah.
It could work.
Yeah.
I was going to say something like Iron Man suit and that, but then I was like, but they're doing Ironheart.
Yeah.
So
I just think it'll be somewhere in the middle of that Black Panther Iron Man. Like more just a vibranium suit because he needs an edge.
Yeah.
He needs an edge.
Yeah, because he's got no
just
superpower.
a guy
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah. Damn man.
Yeah, same as what Declan said. I'm actually glad that it stepped up, and I think this show, because we talked about it before, this is a show I think maybe wait until it's all done if you haven't seen it yet, and just watch it in one run. Where WandaVision, I think you can watch it on a weekly basis. For me personally,
You can watch 2 episodes a week with WandaVision nicely, and then get through it. For 4 weeks or something.
Yeah, because they're much shorter.
Yeah.
But I think it's taken a step in the right direction.
I agree.
So that's pretty much all I got to say. Like, I hated the other. I think was it second
2 and
and
3. third.
Yeah, I was dreading it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's just like, oh, yeah, he's
Keen for the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. We're all in agreement this week with most of our ideas. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed these 2 episodes, and they definitely did things that made good choices. But yeah, I still do agree with the fact that the flag smashers are boring, and they got to either this next episode's got to do something interesting, but I think it's gone too far.
Just kill them off, man.
Yeah, just
well,
just kill them off, man.
It's just useless. Like,
yeah, honestly, we are getting to a point where our villain was John Walker now.
I get the whole thing of the blip and people coming back. It's like that's
the GRC.
It's interesting, but it's kind of just fucking not working the way they've done the antagonist thing with that perspective. Just not working yet.
Well, they haven't married it well to one another.
No,
and they've turned it into more of like these are a bunch of terrorists more than they are a group of rebels.
Yeah,
and so you don't feel for them. You don't feel for them in that way.
No.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, you want to get out of here, don't you?
Oh, that's the time.
Time up, man. Anyway, we'll wrap it up then. You've been listening to Neon Radio podcast. We just reviewed episode 4 and 5 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm Reece.
I'm Dan.
I'm making my new shield. I'm Declan.
And you have a good week. Respect.